What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dislikes Investor, and we have, of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi telling R2 we need to go up, not down, aka hinting towards the portfolio. Most of the people's portfolios coming in today. Of course, yesterday was a huge red day, and it was not fun for most people who are long. But now coming in today, we're just kind of cruising along, getting some profits. Bears are kind of fleeting a little bit. We'll see how that potentially goes. That being said, we're going to be looking at NIO. Again, this is another post from Wall Street Bets, of course, the #1 source of all financial media. That being said, this is kind of showing the narrative and shows in one image. Basically, you have Motley Fool, no criticism to them, but literally 18 hours ago saying why NIO stock is trading lower. Then literally the 24-hour cycle of that, why NIO stock is up today. And just constantly just this reflex of the media just kind of justifying whatever reason the stock is up or down. Things fluctuate on a day-to-day basis. I like to take a little bit of a longer precedence and a better look at things. That being said, we have NIO with the, again, another Robinhood post, never change Robinhood, never change. You basically have NIO up at 6.3% to 29.25, but then you have the stock symbol down, but it hit a 52-week low at 29.62. So that's a little bit strange on why it hits its 52-week low. For NIO, that's a little bit strange, justifying literally 20 minutes ago, it hit a high today when it was up nearly 6%. So a little strange there. No pun for Robinhood as well. But you came here to look at this very large options trade that we saw come into NIO that is expiring November 20th, the 27 call. Someone bought 4,608 calls of this. That's a huge amount. That's nearly $1.8 million. So we can see on here that can the confirm and send. You see that on the bottom right there, $1.8 million bet for, again, that's a $27 call. That's basically, it's in the money now. This is a very large trade in a very short time frame too. Like we're talking less than 20-ish days, 22, 23 days out into this particular expiration of this option. So we can go and expand that options tree when we go to the tab here. Again, this is the monthly November options, the 27 call we're looking at here. You see that large amount of volume coming in today. Again, the overall interest was fairly high on that already. Of course, the 30 was already fairly high as well due to the fact of most people like that round number. Again, NIO wasn't $30. It was $3 or $4 lower than this. It was like 25, 26 just a couple days ago. And now it's literally those options went up 103% today. On top of that options that we just talking about is up nearly 80% of today. So that's a remarkable return. I know some folks who sent in some screenshots who are up 175% on some options that are out of the money. I know some people in Discord have pinged me directly on showing on how much they made on a day-to-day basis with NIO today. Of course, NIO is really up like a rocket ship, about 12.2% right now, and kind of just trading in around that range. Looking here on the chart, look on the weekly side, on the monthly side, sorry, this thing is a rocket ship. If we go even to the weekly side, still a rocket ship. If we go to the daily side, it's still a rocket ship. Like this stock has literally was trading about $3.48 this summer, okay? This was, $3.48. Now the stock is worth $30.90. You can see here that the overall trend has continued to go higher, hitting that 21 EMA multiple times, coming down to the 34 a couple times, but just continue to grind higher. We have some initial targets on this previous swing high to low. We're looking for around 31.83 to be the next upside target. But if this trend really wants to continue, we're looking for $35 plus, even up to 42. If this trend wants to continue, especially holding that 21 and 34 EMA. So initially you can see where the resistance is for me, or the support to the downside. It's around 25.50, and even actually lower to around 23.78 to 23.75 would be in my initial looking at some potential support levels, or to potentially add in or buy in. Those are the form factors you want to look at. That being said, it does have earnings coming out as well. It's coming out the 10th of November, so it's only a couple days, like 2 weeks away. This is most likely, again, I'm not going to predict on how it's going to go because, again, everyone knows, especially with earnings, it's a complete coin flip. So you can't bet on that. So be very mindful. If you're a long-term investor, go right ahead. You can start adding some positions in when it gets down to some certain key levels. But looking at this one, this has definitely been climbing and running like a rocket ship. There's some other options activity wanted to look at. There were some further dated ones that popped off on my screen. It was like 2021. Yeah, some individual buying $30 calls, again, going out to January 2021. That's another substantial position there of nearly 300 plus, or 693 contracts plus. So around $388,000 on that position. Again, that could have just been a trade. Full disclosure, again, showing these options time and sales doesn't hint on what could be happening. It just kind of shows where the interest is going and where the open interest is increasing and decreasing. This doesn't tell me if the person's selling it, going short, holding it to do covered calls. It doesn't tell you any of that information. There's a lot of speculation when it comes to looking at these various options. And a couple more things we want to look at here. Since this has been pretty much a rocket ship here, it has not hit the top level band of the RSI yet. So we can see here, we kind of hit that this previously movement, and then we had that little bit swing down, never really breaking those parabolic SAR dots. So if we do get a little bit of overbought meaning, again, that hits to the upper band of 90 or 80 plus on the RSI, we could see some sideways action, or maybe coming down to at least the 5 or 8 EMAs in the short term. So in the short term, $27.90 to $28 is going to be your initial support. If you're going to be a little more longer dated, you're going to be scrolling that down a little bit to around $25.50 to even to that $23, $24 level there. For if you're a little bit more longer term mindset, again, you can buy the stock whenever you want, but you just want to buy in and at a discounted price. And if things are on discount, you want to buy into those. With this being said, looking here on the weekly side, this is an absolutely remarkable looking chart here. This thing, again, the 5 and 8 has just been continuing to hold here on the upward momentum, kind of to show the initial support levels. We talked about that $23 to $24 level being like the 21 EMA on the daily side. That's basically the 8 EMA on the weekly side. So normally with a very high growth, very fast moving stock and company, that normally falls into the 8 EMA side of things. So if this even comes down to that, closer to the 8 EMA, even to that 23, lower 23s, there could be a lot of buying down there, unless it comes out with some substantial news like fraud or whatever reason, Dan Bilzerian invested in it or whatever, that could make it go down substantially. Again, Dan Bilzerian has no money right now, from my understanding, whatever YouTube video that I'm seeing about. Looking at a couple other key resistance levels, we're seeing, again, this thing has moved up, again, 12% today, very substantial move. Definitely be careful out there on nibbling at this one. This is a very fast mover and a very high growth company. This thing could move against you fairly fast. With those options, please be careful out there. Do not YOLO money that you can't lose, because YOLOing money, especially on the shorter dated side, can really burn you and get hurt, because that IV crush is for real. We've seen that multiple times within Wall Street Bets on people posting up to those substantial losses. Going out all the way to this further dated one, so a lot of options activity in the $30 call. That's interesting. A lot of options activity inside of these. That's pretty insane as well. Basically ensuing a lot of bit more longer term investors are buying into this via the options instead of the stock. Or they can just be selling this to protect their position, which doesn't make too much sense because it's too far out to sell it and really collect any of that premium, because theta is like non-existent when you're doing 450 days out and so forth. Again, guys, thank you so very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you haven't already, definitely go ahead and flip over to the Discord, which is linked down below. And if you want to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link with Tastyworks. Again, this is the trading platform that I use and love very deeply on trading stock and options. Definitely check them out if you're interested on switching and trading with them. Again, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe again. And again, this is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.